Hello everyone, my name is Robert Lauri, and I am a partner at the Lauri and Hewitt Law Group. Today we're going to discuss 3 ways to prepare a client for their deposition. The first thing that you're going to want to do when you're preparing your client for their deposition is to go over with them how the deposition is going to be conducted and structured. This is important because people generally don't get deposed, and when they find out they're going to be deposed, they get anxious and nervous about testifying under oath. That is why it is important for you to go over with them how the deposition is going to be conducted. Knowing in advance how things are going to be will generally make people become more comfortable, especially when the deposition starts and everything that you said was going to happen starts to happen. The last thing you want is for your client to be surprised. That's why it's very important for you to go over with your client what they can expect to happen prior to the deposition actually beginning. The next thing that you're going to want to do is remind your client that the attorney deposing them is not their friend and to only answer the question that is being asked. Generally, attorneys that are deposing other people's clients try to build a rapport with the person that they're deposing in order to establish some type of trust so they feel more comfortable offering additional information. That is why it is imperative for you to remind your client to only truthfully answer the question being asked and not to offer any additional information when being deposed by an opposing counsel. The last thing that you're going to want to do is to tell your client not to be afraid of silence. There are a lot of attorneys out there, myself included sometimes, that will, in the middle of questioning, stop just asking questions and start looking at their notes, maybe for 30 seconds, maybe a minute. Generally, this tactic is done because people don't like silence. It makes them uncomfortable. And then when they get uncomfortable during silence, they feel like they need to start talking to fill the void. That is why I always tell my client, don't be afraid of silence, and I try to advise them that it's going to happen or potentially could happen. Once that happens, the last thing you want is for your client to start rambling on when there's not even a question being asked. So I usually give my client something to do. For instance, I generally tell my client if there's any awkward pauses or silences during his or her deposition, what I want them to do is start counting from 1 to 100. This way, if in the event that something happens where an attorney stops talking and they feel that urge, they have something that they can do in order to fill that gap until the attorney that's deposing them asks them another question. In summary, remember, whenever you are preparing a client for their deposition, make sure that you go over with them how the deposition is going to be conducted. Remind them that the attorney deposing them is not their friend and to only answer the question being asked. And lastly, remind them not to be afraid of silence. Hello everyone, thank you for watching my video. If you enjoyed the content, let me know by either leaving a comment or hitting the like button below. Also, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel by hitting the subscribe button.